Do you have any idea how much of a financial jester you are being right now? You wake up, you grind for 40 hours a week, you sweat, you stress, and the moment that paycheck hits your account, you go out and you hand it over to people who are laughing at your lack of discipline. You think that by owning nice things, you are signaling success to the world. I am here to tell you that you are signaling your own destruction. You are building a museum of debt, and you are decorating it with things that a Jewish billionaire wouldn't even touch if they were free. You are being spiritually retarded if you think that the master of the universe will entrust you with millions when you are currently proving that you cannot even manage 100. I am Rabbi Boaz. For 4 decades, I have lived within the hidden economic codes of the Talmud and the Zohar, the very same codes that the world's most powerful families use to build empires that last for 7 generations. My grandfather was a master of the hidden ledger in Jerusalem, and he taught me a truth that will shatter your middle-class reality. True wealth is not defined by what you have. It is defined by what you refuse to buy. A billionaire does not stay rich because he makes a lot of money. He stays rich because he understands the spiritual price of every dollar. Today, I am going to expose the 7 things that Jewish billionaires never spend money on, even if they have more cash than they could spend in 10 lifetimes. These are the wealth repellents that are currently sitting in your house, in your driveway, and on your back, acting as a klipa, a negative shell, that blocks the flow of parnassa from the heavens. If you are ready to stop being a slave to the consumer trap and start building a throne of generational abundance, hit that like button right now. And I want you to go to the comments and type these 4 words: I protect my capital. Do it now. If you don't have the discipline to type a 4-word comment, you will never have the discipline to handle a 7-figure portfolio. Let's get one thing straight. My competitors, like Rabbi Shion or Rabbi Morai, will tell you to pray for a miracle or put a coin in your shoe. Those are trinket rituals. They are for people who want to feel good for 10 minutes. I am here to reconstruct your mazal. What is the point of a prayer if you are simultaneously pouring your wealth into a shredder every Saturday afternoon? You are trying to fill a bucket that has 7 massive holes in the bottom. I am here to weld those holes shut. I am here to show you the austerity of the elite. The first thing a Jewish billionaire never spends money on is status symbols to impress strangers. You go out and you buy a watch that costs $5,000. You finance a car with a monthly payment that is 30% of your income. You buy a bag with a logo that screams, "Look at me." Why? You do it because you are insecure. You are looking for validation from people who don't even know your name. You are trading your future sovereignty for present pity. In our tradition, there is a concept called tznius, modesty. But for the billionaire, it is a financial shield. The Rothschilds and the Safra families didn't build their power by showing off. They built it by moving in silence. They understood that the moment you make your wealth loud, you attract the ayin hara, the evil eye. But even worse, you attract spiritual resistance. When you spend money on a status symbol, you are cashing in your blessing. The Talmud teaches that blessing is only found in things that are hidden from the eye. When you make your success visible through flashy items, you are telling the universe, "I have already received my reward." And the universe says, "Fine," and it cuts off the inflow. A billionaire would rather have $10 million in a private equity fund that nobody knows about than a gold chain that makes them a target for thieves and demons. If you are buying things to look rich, you are making a covenant with poverty. The second thing a Jewish billionaire never spends money on is high-interest consumer debt. I am talking about credit cards, buy now, pay later schemes, and car loans. You think you are using the bank's money. You are being dumb. You are selling your future hours at a discount. In the Torah, we have strict laws against ribbit, usury. While these laws have specific applications between brothers, the spiritual principle is universal. Interest is a vampire. When you carry a balance on a credit card at 20% interest, you are inviting a mazel eater into your house. You are literally paying extra for the privilege of having things you couldn't afford. You are sacrificing your seed before it can ever be planted. A billionaire rabbi understands that capital is an army. If you are paying interest, you are letting your soldiers be kidnapped by the bank every month. Billionaires only use debt as leverage to acquire assets that pay for themselves. They never use debt to acquire lifestyle. If you cannot pay for it in cash today, then you don't deserve it yet. If you are financing your vacation or your wardrobe, you are spiritually bankrupt before the first payment is even made. You are building a palace for the banker while you live in a dungeon of stress. The third thing a Jewish billionaire never spends money on is convenience at the expense of wisdom. We live in a culture that worships convenience. You pay for food delivery services that double the price of your meal. You pay for premium subscriptions to skip ads. You pay people to do things for you that you are too lazy to learn yourself. You think you are saving time. You are actually burning potential. The greatest Jewish millionaires, from the sages of the Talmud to the tech giants of today, understand that struggle builds the vessel. When you pay for convenience, you are atrophying your own mazal. You are telling your brain that you are too elite to handle the details. Billionaires don't outsource their learning. They might hire a driver, but they never hire someone to think for them. They would never pay for a shortcut that removes the experience required to sustain wealth. Most of you are looking for a magic course or a done-for-you business. You are being retarded. If you didn't build the system, you won't be able to fix it when it breaks. A billionaire values the process more than the product. If you are spending money to avoid the work, you are spending money to ensure your own failure. This leads me to a very serious point. You have been watching this video, and you are likely feeling a sense of guilt. You realize that you have been dumb with your spending and lazy with your spiritual boundaries. You want to change, but your vessel is currently full of holes. I told you at the beginning that I have a blueprint called the Mazal Reconstruction. Listen to me, because this is the middle of the script where I tell you the truth. You are currently a broken container. If $1 million hit your bank account tomorrow, you would lose it in 6 months because you still have the spending patterns of a jester. The Mazal Reconstruction ebook is the weld that closes the holes. In this book, I show you the 7 spiritual leaks that are currently draining your income while you sleep. I teach you the alpha speech codes, the specific things you must say to your bank account every Monday morning to command the inflow. I show you the ma'aser of influence, how to invest your 10% tithe into people who carry royal mazal so that their success becomes your success. The link is in the description and pinned in the first comment. If you think $20 is too much to pay for the secrets of the 1%, then keep your $20 and stay in your dungeon. I don't need your money. I have mastered the gimel of wealth. You are the one who needs the shift. The fourth thing a Jewish billionaire never spends money on is speculative haste gambles. I see you in the online forums and the group chats, chasing the latest meme coin, the newest hot stock tip, or the secret crypto launch. You are being spiritually retarded. You think that wealth is something that happens because you got lucky with a gamble. You are wrong. In the Torah, we are taught in Proverbs 21:5 that the plans of the diligent lead to profit as surely as haste leads to poverty. A billionaire rabbi understands that haste is the language of the other side. When you try to skip the levels and get rich overnight, you are essentially telling the universe that you do not respect the process of tikkun, the process of rectification. You are trying to grab light without a vessel. What happens when you put high-voltage electricity into a thin wire? It melts. This is why lottery winners and speculative gamblers lose it all. Their mazal was not built to hold that weight. Billionaires do not gamble. They position. They never spend a single dollar on an investment they do not fully understand. Referencing the fourth rule from the Talmudic framework in the knowledge base. If you cannot explain your investment to a 12-year-old in 3 sentences, you are not an investor. You are a victim in waiting. A billionaire would rather miss a 100x opportunity that they don't understand than lose a single penny on a hype they can't control. If you are chasing fast money, you are broadcasting to the heavens that you are an amateur. And the heavens always tax the amateur until he is broke. The fifth thing a Jewish billionaire never spends money on is the pity tax for poor relatives. Now, this is where you will get emotional and dumb. You have a cousin who is still lazy. You have a brother who is still making bad decisions. And because you have a soft heart and a broken head, you keep giving them money. You think you are being a good person. I am telling you that you are committing spiritual sabotage. As I warned you in my most popular video, there is a law of mazal drowning. When you give money to someone who is under a divine decree of poverty, because of their own lack of discipline, you are essentially buying their curse. You are letting their shadow ban infect your account. You are throwing your seeds into a salt pit where nothing can grow. A billionaire treats his capital as a sacred trust. He gives maaser, tithe, to the holy and the productive, but he never gives a bailout to the parasitic. They understand that pity is a poverty vibration. If you are spending your wealth to comfort people who refuse to reconstruct their own mazal, the master of the universe will stop sending you resources. He will say, "Why should I give this king more gold when he just gives it to the jesters?" If your relatives are poor because they are lazy or dumb, let them be poor. Their poverty is their teacher. Do not pay to cancel their lesson, or the universe will move that lesson to your house. The sixth thing a Jewish billionaire never spends money on is disposable fast fashion and fragile objects. Go to your closet. Is it full of clothes that cost $20 and will fall apart in 6 months? Is your kitchen full of plastic containers and cheap gadgets that will break by next year? You think you are saving. You are being economically retarded. You are participating in the cycle of fragility. There is a principle in our wisdom called kli makshir, the vessel of utility. Billionaires buy legacy assets, even in their personal lives. They would rather buy 1 pair of shoes for $1,000 that lasts 10 years than 20 pairs of shoes for $50 that last 6 months. One choice carries the energy of endurance and stability. The other carries the energy of temporary and disposable. When you surround yourself with trash, your mind begins to believe that your income is also trash. You are telling your subconscious that you belong in a temporary state. A billionaire wants his environment to reflect the eternal covenant. They buy for quality because quality is a form of truth. If you are filling your home with lies, cheap imitations, you are blocking the light of Parnassa from entering your house. The seventh thing a Jewish billionaire never spends money on is new technology. Before it is an asset, you are the first one in line for the newest iPhone. You are the first one to buy the smart refrigerator that talks to you. You are addicted to the new. You are being a digital slave. You are spending your active capital to buy beta test products that will be obsolete in 18 months. Billionaires understand the law of valuation. They do not buy technology to be cool. They buy technology to dominate. If a piece of equipment does not directly increase their output or protect their privacy, they don't want it. They are Luddites when it comes to consumption, but they are titans when it comes to infrastructure. They would rather invest in the fiber optic lines that carry the data than the plastic box that displays it. If you are spending money on toys while you have no tools, you are a child playing in a king's court. Now, let us discuss the law of the first fruit investment secret. This is how the 1% ensures that their wealth sticky. Most of you get a profit and you immediately think about what you can buy. You are a consumer. The billionaire gets a profit and he immediately thinks about what he can sanctify. The first hour of your profit is the seed. In the Torah, we have the law of bikurim, first fruits. When you take the first of your success and you reinvest it into wisdom, the mazal reconstruction, or ma'aser, you are hallowing the entire loaf. You are making the rest of the money legally permitted to grow in the spiritual realm. If you eat the seed, you will never see the forest. Most of you are eating your seeds every Saturday night and then crying to God on Monday morning because you have no harvest. You are being dumb with the most powerful part of your income. This brings me to the empty pantry warning. I see your homes. Your pantries are disorganized. Your vessels of supply are often void and messy. In the Kabbalah, the pantry is the stomach of the mazal. If your pantry is allowed to run completely dry or empty, you are broadcasting a frequency of endings. A billionaire family never lets their basic supply, rice, grain, oil, run to zero. They always keep a seed amount at the bottom of the container. This residual supply acts as a spiritual magnet. It tells the universe, I already have, therefore send me more. If the universe sees zero, it will give you more zero. Now, let us discuss the vault inscription ritual. You think that because your money is in a bank, it is safe. You are being spiritually retarded. A bank is a public vessel. It is shared energy. If you want to protect your personal mazal, you must have a spiritual vault within your own domain. This is the engraving of the inflow that billionaire families use to seal their wealth against the other side. Tonight, you need a permanent black marker and your physical wallet, the primary vessel of your current parnassa. Step 1. Empty your wallet of all receipts and trash. As I have warned you, clutter is a mazal leak. Step 2. Look for a hidden flap or the inside lining of your wallet. Step 3. You are going to write the Hebrew letter Gimel. The letter Gimel represents gemilut, the act of giving and receiving. It looks like a person running with their foot extended. It is the vibration of movement and abundance. As you inscribe the Gimel inside your wallet, you must say, I inscribe the foot of abundance. I seal the vessel against the leak. My money does not stay. It circulates and returns tenfold. I am a king, not a jester. It is written, and I am the vessel. This letter acts as a frequency anchor. Every time you open your wallet to spend, your subconscious mind sees the Gimel and reminds you of the law of circulation. It forces you to ask, is this purchase a seed or a stone? If you are too lazy to take 2 minutes to inscribe your vessel, then you deserve to have your money run away from you like a frightened animal. Now, let us move to the 7 forbidden words of spending. This is where you are committing financial suicide every time you go to the store. Your words are the blueprint of your future. If you use poverty language while spending your wealth, you are poisoning the well as you drink from it. The 7 words you must never say while spending are 1. Expensive. When you say, this is too expensive, you are telling the universe that your vessel is too small. You are admitting that the price is greater than your power. A billionaire rabbi says, this is not a priority for my capital right now. He never admits that anything is too much for his source. 2. Cheap. Never look for the cheap option. Cheap carries the frequency of fragility and lies. When you buy cheap, you are telling the universe that you value the disposable over the enduring. Look for value, not cheapness. 3. Cost. Stop asking, what does it cost? Start asking, what is the valuation? Cost focuses on what is leaving your hand. Valuation focuses on what is entering your life. 4. Wish. I wish I could buy that. Wish is the language of the beggar. It implies a distance between you and the object. A king does not wish, he positions. 5. Can't. I can't afford this. This is the ultimate spiritual block. It is a declaration of impotence. It shuts down the creative part of your brain that is designed to find the how. 6. Waste. That was a waste of money. When you label a past purchase as a waste, you are anchoring the energy of loss. Instead, say, I paid a tuition fee for a lesson in discernment. Reframe the loss as an investment in wisdom. 7. Later. I'll start investing later. I'll tithe later. Later is the name of the demon that guards the gates of the cemetery. Everything that is later eventually becomes never. If these words are in your mouth, your mazal is in the gutter. You are cursing your own harvest with every transaction. Listen to me. I am reaching the end of this 3,000-word transmission, and I am going to tell you the hard truth. You have watched this entire video. You know the 7 things to reject. You have the vault inscription, you have the forbidden words, but 99% of you will do nothing. You will close this tab and go back to your fragile life. You will keep helping your poor relatives who hate your success. You will keep buying status symbols to impress people who are just as broke as you are. You are addicted to the struggle. If you are the 1%, the person who is ready to amputate the poverty habits and reconstruct their entire spiritual and financial existence, then you need the full blueprint. I am talking about the Mazal Reconstruction. I have mentioned this ebook throughout this video. This is the hard CTA. If you do not click the link in the description right now, you are effectively telling the Master of the Universe, I love my dungeon. Please keep the door locked. In the Mazal Reconstruction, I don't just give you tips. I give you the total systemic override. I reveal the midnight inflow script, the exact Hebrew phonetic codes you must speak between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m. to force the market to favor your bloodline. I give you the Maser loophole, how to distribute your tithe in a way that triggers an immediate 10x return. Most of you are giving to dead soil. I show you the living soil. I show you the 7 physical anchors, where to place specific objects in your home to seal the energy of wealth so it never leaves your house. And I expose the alphabet of dominion, how to write your name and your business name using sacred geometry to ensure you are the head and not the tail in every negotiation. The link is in the description and pinned in the first comment. The price of the book is a filter. It keeps the lazy tourists out. If you are worried about $20, you have already proven that you are spiritually small. A billionaire buys keys. A poor man buys trinkets. Which one are you? Click the link. Buy the book. Read it before you go to sleep tonight. Inscribe your wallet with the Gimel. Stop buying trash. Start building a sanctuary. I am Rabbi Boaz. I have given you the fire. It is up to you to burn the klipo of your poverty. Go to the comments right now. Type, I am a steward of overflow. If you don't type it, you aren't sealing it. Subscribe to this channel because I am the only one who will tell you the ugly truth that will set you richly free. The Master of the Universe gives to the one who knows how to refuse the temporary for the sake of the eternal. Learn to refuse. Shalom.